it's rolling. Alright, okay, so today we're going to talk about the importance of training your hamstrings, because it is very important to train your hamstrings, simply because it's just important to train your hamstrings. Jeez. So I kind of have like the document written on my phone. Yes, I like to write sometimes. You gotta spread the informational love. So the importance of training your hamstrings. So first we're going to talk about the anatomy. I'm going to throw a picture right here. And we're going to, I don't own the copyright to this picture, so I mean, calm down. It's all over the internet. It was easy to take. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the anatomy of the hamstring. So you have your biceps femoris, your semitendinosus, and your semimembranosus, or semimembranosus. Those are some really long words. Hamstrings go a very, very long way, okay? If you don't have good hamstrings, you don't have, high speed, you don't have agility, you don't have good squats, you don't have good deadlifts, you don't have a lot of good of anything, because hamstrings is kind of like that thing that gives you so many advantages when it comes to just using your legs in general. Also, hamstrings kind of play a really big role in your knee flexion. One of the heads of the biceps femoris is actually attached to your knee, so it also helps you support your knees. So hamstrings are kind of like God of your leg, literally. Speaking of knees, if your quads overpower your hamstrings, you're going to put a lot of stress on your knees, okay, and then you're going to more likely be led to knee injury. So it's always good to have balance between your quads and your hamstrings in the gym. But 9 times out of 10, I don't never see anyone with bigger hamstrings than quads. That's really never the case. Most times people have bigger quads and they have very weak hamstrings. You don't want to have weak hamstrings.
All right, boys, now watch how this is done. The key is to put it all in your groin and your back. Take your legs totally out of the equation. Lift with your lower back in a jerking, twisting motion. Ah!
Peter!
Oh my God! Call an ambulance!
You'll notice a lot of different things when you strengthen your hamstrings. You're gonna notice, better strength in the squat. You're gonna have a deeper squat. You're gonna notice, faster speed if you run. You're gonna notice less stress being put on your knees. So let's take the hamstrings up a notch and let's really talk about some really serious subjects when it comes to hamstrings and women training their hamstrings, just in general. If you're interested in like having a nice size butt, or one of those girls who's interested in a bigger size butt, then you kind of want hamstrings to be your priority. They're basically like the foundation of your glutes. Like, seriously, let me put it this way: you can't necessarily have a big butt if you don't have strong hamstrings. Those two things really never work out. Okay, there's a ass to thigh ratio here, and if you see someone with a natural ass, the hamstrings are kind of gonna back that up. Hamstrings back up your glutes pretty much hands down. Otherwise, it's just gonna look like a bag sitting at the edge of the table, like with no support. Okay, your glutes need support. So it's best to strengthen your hamstrings, simply because your hamstrings is kind of that thing that's going to make your butt pop. It's going to make your butt look bigger than what it actually is. People with nice hamstrings usually have butt, and 9 times out of 10, the hamstring is what making their butt appear a little bit bigger than what it actually is. Sure, I can understand some women want to have a bigger butt than hamstrings, therefore they do exercises that mainly just targets their glutes, simply because it's a trend. I mean, and at that point, it's bottom line is you cannot pursue glutes if you do not have the hamstrings for it. Simple. And it's really hard to isolate your glutes from your hamstrings. I'm just saying. I mean, that's kind of something to think about if you didn't know already. So now let's talk about some exercises that you can do to strengthen your hamstrings, therefore strengthen your glutes, therefore balance out your quads if your quads overpower your hamstrings. Glute ham raise, hamstring curls. You can do back squats, kettlebell squats, sumo squats. You can do deadlifts, Romanian deadlifts. You can also do, what else? Good mornings. I found good mornings to really be helpful for your hamstrings. You can do reverse leg curls. There's enough exercises out there that can help you strengthen your hamstrings. And when you strengthen your hamstrings, you're gonna notice a lot of things. It's a lot of benefits. Like I said, I mean, leg day does burn the most calories out of pretty much every exercise that you can do. Personally, what I do is I actually split up my leg day into 2 days in the week. I have a quad based day and I have a hamstring based day. That way I can focus on both my quads and my hamstrings equally. I train my hamstrings a little more so than my quads, because I know that my hamstrings, they're not lacking, but to my eye, they are lacking. So I hope this video was helpful. If you like this video, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Alright, so thank you. Peace.